Yeah, I don't think we lost him all the time. Let's give him credit for making tough shots. Rarely have you seen a team make this many threes on us. We had problems defending the three-point line against Virginia Tech. We came out and made the necessary adjustments, and they didn't make as many in the second half. We made some of the same adjustments this half. We're playing against a different team, a championship team, and team with some experienced players that know how to navigate themselves out of tough situations. So a lot of times when you don't win a game, it's always about sometimes what you didn't do. But if you watch the game, you saw DiVincenzo making some threes when Dejon or Herb was in his face. Mikal Bridges got hot in the second half. We couldn't make enough threes to keep up with them, and they won the game.
What did Rick say about Collins in that take?
No explanation, but he was probably just disappointed, and guys go back and forth sometime, but that didn't have anything to do with the outcome of the game.
It was another game where the free throw line didn't really go your way, and obviously them taking the shots from three.
Yeah, and I just think free throws is kind of the least of our problems. It's just defending the three. We were right there in the first half. They made a three, a little bit of a backbreaker there to close the first half, but I just think overall we just didn't have that energy, especially in the second half. Our energy was depleted for whatever reason. There's no excuse, but I didn't see us moving as fast as we were in the first half, and I think that also carried over to our offense, which we couldn't keep enough pressure on them.
What did you say to the team?
Don't like to lose. Unbelievably proud of them. Not many teams can survive a 5-game losing streak at the end of the regular season and still make it to the NCAA tournament. I told them I thought that they're a great example to not only their fellow students on campus, but kids all over the state of Alabama that love Alabama. I thought they were a great example of persevering and fighting back and not giving up. So whether a kid's in school and he's had a bad quarter and he doesn't make the honor roll and his grades are bad, do you give up or do you continue to try? If somebody's been trying to lose weight, you got some kid trying to lose weight and he's steadily working out, he or she working out, trying to lose weight so that they can make it on the varsity or junior varsity basketball team. They can look to Alabama and say that's a great example of not giving up. And I know sometimes it seemed like we were down and out. We were down, but we were never out. So I'm proud of our team. At Alabama, we believe in winning championships, but I'm awfully proud of our guys.
How much safer do you feel like?
Yeah, I just think, guys, I've been really consistent. I think if you guys remember, if you go back and dig through some of my tweets, I think after last year I put 18, 19, and maybe a question mark. But that was about wins. So it was 18, 19, 20 this year. We got to the NCAA tournament. So I think you guys see improvement. Dante Hall was all SEC defensive. Colin obviously had an incredible year. So now we're in a situation where we can bring back pretty much everybody on our team and have an opportunity to, our freshmen are going to be sophomores. Juniors are going to be seniors. Sophomores are going to be juniors, and now they have real NCAA tournament experience to build on. And because of that, now when we bring in our freshmen, they'll have some experiences that they can rely on by getting it from some of the players that have experienced this NCAA tournament.
Avery,
Go ahead.
You were a point guard in the NBA. What advice will you give Colin going through this decision-making process, whether to go to the NBA?
Yeah, I just think his family and I, we've been on the same page from day one. There's no lack of communication. We talked about coming to Alabama. We talked about his future. But one of the things that we said was immediately after the season is over, we're going to sit down and we're going to talk about it. And I just know Colin Sexton is a competitor. So right now, you know what he's competing for? He's trying to beat Herb Jones in the classroom. He wants to get that 4.0. And he doesn't miss class. He doesn't miss class. He fulfills all of his academic responsibilities. So what I anticipate on Monday, Colin's going to be in class. and then he's going to come up and visit Coach, and I'll have a conversation with he and his family about his future.
How much do you feel like this season, as a team, learned to play together and play with Colin? How much do you think that might help move forward with or without him?
I think it meant a lot because they understood why it's important for them to respond to coaching. Sometimes when you're dealing with a bunch of freshmen and just the fourth youngest team in the country, sometimes, they might try to fight you a little bit. But that's not a bad problem. I love conflict. Conflict is good. But I think at the end of the day, by the time we got on the plane to go to the SEC tournament, Colin was one of the leaders and said, hey, we got to just try to do everything that Coach says to the best of our abilities, and everything's going to work out. So I think by the time they got to a point in the SEC tournament, they were ready to trust our staff 100% because obviously the other way wasn't working too good.
If you could go back to tell yourself, in November, you would say you're 20-16, you go to the round of 32. Would you be satisfied with that?
Well, we always shoot for the moon, and we would love to have advanced. The Final Four is in San Antonio this year, and I know a little bit about San Antonio. But not only would I be satisfied, but if you told me that we've arrived at 20 wins the way we have arrived at it, with the way the end of the regular season ended, with us winning, 3 out of 5 games, I would be totally satisfied. But at the same time, we got a really good friend of mine on campus, Nick Saban, and we're trying to get to that level, and we're not there yet. And I know basketball is different in a lot of ways because you can see the upsets that's happened in the NCAA tournament. But we're not there yet. But a step in the right direction, yes.
How much was this? How much was this a learning kind of season for this team to know you can get to this point, and push you? How much was it a learning?
Well, when you lose a game, it's not always losing. You can learn, and we learned a lot. We haven't had in my first 2 years an opportunity for me to, in my introductory speech to the team, I haven't had an opportunity to show on video what we've done in the NCAA tournament. I haven't had that opportunity. I have such a wealth of resources now because of this 2-game experience.
Was this fun? This experience here in Pittsburgh?
I love it. I love the challenge. It was a quick turnaround for our team. Quick turnaround. It seemed like we just left here. But it was fun. But it was exciting because from what we're hearing from our really faithful supporters, they wanted us to go to the Final Four, and hopefully we'll get there eventually, but they're ecstatic about the steps that we made. And I don't think Alabama basketball guys have been talked about like this in a long time. You guys have been around longer than I have been. I know when I was working in the media like you guys, I didn't hear all of this about Alabama basketball. So give these young men credit who could have gone anywhere. They could have gone anywhere. And give these coaches credit and all of the staff that have come here to serve these student athletes. And I'm awfully proud to have this opportunity to work with them. And Alabama basketball, I know this is a tough one today, but we made a lot of people proud of us by what we've accomplished this year. Thanks. Okay, thank y'all.